have this idea for a symphony. It's a requiem for the eternal conflict of the soul on the tragic battlefield of time. It's just an idea at the moment, because I can't actually play a musical instrument. I was going to learn. I had this guitar bought for my 10th birthday. Beautiful it was, handmade. It was the only thing of beauty I ever owned, and I customised it. I stenciled the word noise on it. And then about 2 days later, it was stolen. And I was so destroyed by that I've never been able to touch a musical instrument since. And I've always felt that it was at that moment, when the guitar was stolen, that my life lost touch with destiny and I lost all sense of purpose and meaning. But tonight, David will be my hands and the symphony will course through him. This idea I've got, well, it's the vision I have is these two opening chords that start off with. It's a nod towards Beethoven as I shoulder into similar territory. Sort of, da, 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 da. Yes, sort of two bold clarion calls.
Right.
You know.
Okay, what about this?
Yes, that's it. The same, only this time more Sturm und Drang, more sort of. Yes, that's it. Only I don't want to be too negative and depressive. Okay. I have this image of hope. I see this woman. She's tripping along the tops in a light cotton skirt, and there's thunderclouds.
Is her light cotton skirt lifting as she runs?
No, you failed to grasp the meaning. We are composing symphonies. You save that for Shabba Ranks. She's an image of hope, and her skirt is down.
Well, what's that? Melodically.
Melodically,
what's that?
I see her tripping along these cliffs, and she's humming a little refrain to herself, sort of la da da, la da da, la da da. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yes. Well, that's Debussy. That's.
I don't want to come across the musical professional in this situation, but I think what one would have here in an orthodox classical piece is what we call a da capo decoda, which is a lilting bridge, a movement down from the opening variation into the closing section.
What have you got?
Well, I thought perhaps this.
No, I think that's a bit too pubby.
OK, what's in your head?
My head, I don't know, something tentative, something hesitant, not sure yet whether it's reached that sort of final summation, sort of da-da, da-da-da, da-da, da-da. Oh, God, yes. Oh, that's Chopin. That's beautiful.
And finally,
OK, I want to echo those opening two chords. That sort of da-da, only this time it's tempered by the wisdom of experience, and so it's a little bit more reflective, sort of da-da.
It sings of experience. OK, is this what you want?
Yes. My symphony is complete. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the first public performance of a requiem for the eternal conflict of the soul on the tragic battlefield of time by Robert Newman. I thank you. Useless! You've ruined it! That was meant to be about everything, that symphony. That was meant to be about all the tragedy I've ever suffered. You know, the lost guitar, Lucy, my white poodle that was killed by a hit-and-run driver, the bicycle that I had bought. Shut up! It was Olympic standard, and some lads stole it. I never saw it again, but they told me that they took it down the wreck and set fire to it. That time I found a man's sweaty Evel Knievel T-shirt underneath Rachel's bed, everything. And you ruined it. My symphony. You're always stopping me achieving anything. It's like you're Satan's envoy sent to destroy my life. And I'm still Robert Smith's favourite. don't need him anyway, that loser. I've got other ideas. Luckily, I didn't share with him. I got this lilting one, sort of sort of like that. I'm just gonna try that out. Yeah, yeah, let it flow.
Here, at the North Atlantic Marine Organization, we've been researching into the migratory patterns of the North American eel. What we've discovered is that if you attach a transmitter to the eel and release it into the water, basically, it sinks like a stone. And if we carry on like this, soon there'll be no more North American eels left.
Now, there is no need for 40% of all accidents in the office to happen.
Now, there was no need for that to happen.
This should help pay for your dialysis machine.
The other day, a friend of mine came round and you know, I let her in and you know, we had a few glasses of wine and, you know, it was all going very well. There's a nice vibe between us, and then, you know, we moved on to the coffee stage and we're still getting on very well. And then she said, well, I better be getting off now. You know, have you got the number of a cab company? And I said, yeah, here's one here. Yeah, these are very good. If you want, though, and I'm not saying this sex or anything, but you're welcome to, you know, share my bed. I don't mean sleep together. I just mean, you know, sleep together, not doing anything. Just yes. I mean, by all means, if you want to take a cab home, of course, you're welcome to do that. I'm just saying, is there, should you so desire? And she said to me, well, thank you, Robert. That's nice to know, but it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Is it? Well, we're out of that pickle. That's good. And yet, ironically, we did end up doing the deed of darkness. And now, I hate talking about sex. You know, some comics can do it, and I hate all those programmes that talk about sex, you know, like the Good Sex Guide. For me, they're so mechanical. They take all the beauty and mystery and essential poetry out of shagging the arse off someone. I just wasn't concentrating, you know, like this is how not with it I was, right? I could hear the telly on in the flat next door, and I caught myself trying to work out what programme it was that I listened to. And I like, this is like how not there I was. I could hear a rag and bowman in the street outside, and because it was going, oh, Bob! Oh, Bob! And I went on this like long train of thought about how what he was originally saying was, have you got any old rag and bone, please? But because it was a phrase that he'd had to repeat 1,000 times, it had now become, oh, Bob! Anyway, with all this going on, and to cut a short story shorter, I prematurely ejaculated. And now, I hate talking after sex for, you know, weeks, but like on this, and that whole, you know, blame, responsibility, better loving ethic, I hate all that. And yet on this one occasion, I thought, you know, I should apologise to her for the fact that I came too soon. I should just say to her, I'm sorry I came too soon. So I turned on my side, looked deep into her lovely brown eyes and said, sorry I came!
I'm ill, I ache. I feel like I've gone 10 rounds with Hulk Hogan or The Undertaker. But, you know, being ill, it's nothing new. As soon as you're born, you get ill. I had them all as a baby. Mumps, chickenpox, measles, syphilis. The thing is that I was born in America, and my parents were always really unhappy about the idea of paying for medical treatment, you know. I couldn't actually go and see a doctor as such, but every so often they did let me have a go on one of those fairground pulse rate machines, which meant that when I had pneumonia as a child, I was actually diagnosed as being hyper horny and prescribed a series of cold showers.
Oh, my poor darling.
Still, not long now before illness is my whole life. Like my grandmother, She's a short German woman called Gertie. She's got this hearing aid, and last time I went to see her, the hearing aid started to feed back. And she just stands there smiling while it goes... Anyway, next thing I knew, there was a big roadie standing next to her, big fat bloke in a Nirvana T-shirt with his arse crack showing, going, 1, 2, 1, 2. Next time I saw her, she was on tour with the Jesus and Mary chain.
Well, that stuff, some candy talking, some candy talking. Gertie!
It made something clearer to me than ever. There is no dignity in old age, right? All those consolations, wisdom, peace, rest, it's all just propaganda. This is what happens. Firstly, you go bald. But your hair doesn't drop off your head, it drops through your head and comes out your nose and ears. Our one hope is Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease, they should stop trying to cure it. Because if you're 90, the last thing you want is sanity. I mean, there you are, dribbling away, saying, I invented the banana, right? Happy as Larry, right? Someone cures you, and it's like, oh, I can't walk, and all my friends are dead. Cheers. And God has played so many tricks on us about growing old, you know, like the way that a Zimmer frame looks a bit like a pair of parallel bars, right? So I know how I'm going to die, 90 years old, stumbling around, and a little voice in my head's going to be saying, go on, do a backflip. At this point, our only hope is death itself. The angel of death is an angel, after all.
I'm so terribly sorry. Your father was a good man. Be strong. At least he leaves us now with great dignity and quiet repose. Ah, I think that must be the Undertaker.
Watch out, Hogan! Look out, Bulldog! You're going down in the second round! It's the Undertaker! Prepare to meet thy maker!
I'm so possessed by death that I spend a lot of time fantasising about my own funeral. Sometimes I really indulge myself with it.
We lay here to rest the body of David Bo Diddley.
I was only playing hard to get. Now, it's too late. Oh.
And to think he could have been amongst the best. Pele, Best, Maradona, Crooks.
I've never been this miserable. I always preferred him to the other one.
Who are we going to give the Nobel Prize for Literature to now?
What?
But my fantasy really is that I'll live to be 78 and then be biographised like no one before.